Hi, what's up everyone? Is Aaron Keener still alive? That is the topic of today's video, and it's been a topic in our streams for a long time. We love discussing this. We like creating some theories around it on how they could bring him back and how he's not dead. And there's been some reason recently to make us talk more about this, which is what we're going to go over in today's video. I just want to start a discussion with you. Now, obviously, on screen now, this is the last cutscene of Warlords of New York, where we defeat Aaron Keener. He activates the Rogue Network, we get his watch, and Isaac confirms that Aaron Keener is deceased. But what if he's not deceased? Now, we're going to talk today about a few things that could create this story arc where there is a return of Aaron Keener. So first, as recent as yesterday, the main Division Twitter and also on their Instagram released this little short here of Liberty Island. You've got the Liberty statue there, and they said uncovering the truth sometimes means reopening old wounds. Vanguard arrives soon. Vanguard is the title for the up-and-coming Season 3 on the Division 2, and I think it's quite obvious at this point that we're going to be having a little bit more story around Aaron Keener as we try and open up and uncover the truth. No one knows yet what the Season 3 Manhunt is. We don't know where the storyline's heading now after finding out who the recruiter was. We've still got the whole Sokolova issue going on with the Black Tusk. And we know we're heading into a DLC next year and a Division 3's coming. So I am wondering now, is this the start of things to come? And are we going to start getting glimpses of where the story is heading? This tease by the Division 2 has obviously got a lot of people talking because we're obviously now going back to New York. We're going to be uncovering some secrets, and it feels like they're going back into the Aaron Keener story arc, and people are now starting to believe that potentially Aaron Keener is not dead. It's worth noting also that the season name Vanguard is Aaron Keener's call sign. You can see on this letter to Division agents here, see you soon, Vanguard, as it's signed off there. That's from Aaron Keener. And the season name has been set in place for a long time. As soon as they announced Year 5, we always knew the Season 3 was going to be called Vanguard. And another thing they mentioned when they announced Year 5 of the Division 2, that Season 3 was going to be a bit more of a quieter season in terms of content being brought into the Division 2. But it was going to be very story heavy. So how can they bring Aaron Keener back from the dead? Now, this is something we have discussed at length in streams. I want to share my thought with you today because I've not really discussed it inside of a video, and I do have a theory. So, if they were to bring Aaron Keener back from the dead, this isn't the first time that they've done this with a character, by the way. There is a rogue agent called Hornet that was a part of a Division 2 Manhunt early days, who was an enemy that we killed in the Division 1. If you take a look on the wiki, you'll find out that he was just heavily injured in the Division 1, and Aaron Keener saved him. He was given a very slim chance of survival, but Aaron Keener issued the operations to take place to try and keep him alive, and they did. Hornet then came back into Division 2 as part of the first year manhunt. So they have done it before. How I think they could do it for Aaron Keener is all around Isaac. And my theory is where the story is heading, and I think it's insinuated quite a bit. I think they give us a lot of clues about this, and they have done for a long time. And I think it's that we just can't trust Isaac. For starters, I believe there's so many people that have access to Isaac. I think Aaron Keener had access to Isaac when we were doing the mission at Liberty Island. And this scene here, Aaron Keener takes over Isaac, and it's giving you all sorts of different objectives in the top left-hand corner, like kill Paul Rhodes. It asks you, can you trust Fei Lao? And it's been taken over. So Isaac can be taken over. It can be hacked. And I believe that this is how they could use Isaac as the main story plot to allow Aaron Keener to still be alive. Because although Aaron Keener was pronounced dead by Isaac, maybe that was the plan. Something else that I think was part of the plan as well is heading back to this ending cutscene is I think Aaron Keener wanted to get captured. I do think this was all part of the plan. We notice kind of like someone working from the inside. You know, we've got a mole in the division, and people think it's Agent Kelso. Agent Kelso's in this scene here. But regardless of that, I believe Aaron Keener, and the plot is that he wanted us to get a hold of his watch. Now, if he knew he was dying there's multiple ways he could have got rid of that. He could have thrown it away, but what happened was he activated the Rogue Network, and we got a hold of the watch. And I think this is part of the greater plan by Aaron Keener. A few other things that you consider here as well is that going back to Hornet, during Hornet's Manhunt mission, he does say Keener is alive in more ways that you know. Now, at the time, you could just assume that this was based around the rogue agents and these rogue agents still working towards Keener's cause. But when we think about a potential story arc that involves Aaron Keener still being alive, this could have been an early indicator. And going back to the fact that they can hack the Isaac network and take over it. During the Tombs mission of Warlords of New York, Isaac accidentally pronounces that Theo is dead before he is. And Theo is someone else that could have access to Isaac and manipulate it. So I really do think there are some good grounds for this conversation and theory that Aaron Keener still has a part to play in the Division 2. But this is just all theory. There's no hard evidence at all. And as far as we are concerned, in a way right now, he is dead. And I think the new Season 3 coming up, one thing we can be sure on is that we are going to be revisiting the Aaron Keener story. I think that's obvious. With their teaser with New York, we'll be heading back to New York. We've got Vanguard, which is Aaron Keener's call sign. And what I think is going to happen, I don't think this season's going to reveal that Aaron Keener is still alive or anything like that. I think that's future, if at all. But one thing I think we're going to be doing in Season 3 of the Division 2 is learning a lot more about Aaron Keener and why he went rogue. If you think, I'm going to thank Hello for this, by the way, who DM'd me a lot of information yesterday. But if you think about the Last of Us 2 and Abby, how they kind of did it, and you learn more about Abby when you were playing Abby, and like it gave her reason for how she was, and you can kind of relate to that. I think we're going to see a lot of that in this season of the Division 2. We're going to learn more about Aaron Keener. We're probably going to relate to what he's trying to do, and it might portray him as so much as not being the bad guy, kind of like Fei Lao in the end. It's going to be great. I cannot wait for the new season and to see where this is heading, and I am still standing firm on my theory that I think going forward to the DLC or even the Division 3, I would not be surprised if they brought Aaron Keener back some way, and I think they'll use Isaac as the mechanism to go down that story arc. I think there's a lot to come with Isaac. I think that has been teased as well, and I can't wait to see where the story goes. Discuss now down in the video comments. Let me know your thoughts on this theory and your thoughts on how you think the story is going to be going in the Division 2 over the next year. It'd be interesting to read them. But thank you for watching this today. I appreciate it. Hit that like button, hit subscribe if you're new, and until next time, take care and peace out.